So I've never owned a pair of Naked and Famous jeans before in my life. My brother has, and he had some less than tasteful things to say about them. Granted, that was almost 10 years ago. Things change, technology improves, and we also just weren't seasoned denim heads back then. We didn't really know anything, we weren't really patient with our washing, with our fading, and we didn't really know what we were looking for. Recently, I've been seeing everybody wearing FLARED denim jeans, and I have been so intrigued, especially considering the fact that my favorite pants are my tan FLARED dress pants that I own, and I really wanted to see what FLARED raw Selvedge denim would be like. So Naked and Famous actually has this Groovy Guy fit, and I believe 2 different fabrics. And you guys know how much I love my green cast, so of course I went with the Natural Indigo. And I got them in, and I've been wearing them almost non-stop for the past 2 weeks, just so I could give a concise review with credibility from the wearer. So here they are today. Also guys, don't ever fold your jeans like this. It's really not good. Anyways, so the first thing I noticed is how gray tinted this denim is, which is really interesting because I never had anything that felt kind of gray cast to me. But what's so interesting about it is in the sunlight, it actually garners a little bit more of a green color. But overall, the fabric has a really nice smooth hand to it, and the dye job is very even. There's almost no slub at all. There are no back pocket rivets, but on the inside of the jean, the back pockets are heavily bar tacked, so it's fine. I also noticed that the patch is actually a belt under patch, and I just thought that was really cool, especially since you have the naked woman on the patch. And funny enough, I think this is the only pair of jeans where I actually have that feature, and I just think that's really cool. The next thing I noticed, the front pockets and the coin pocket are both riveted, which is great. There's no skimping out on that little detail. And the coin pocket actually has a hidden Selvedge ID, and the Selvedge ID on these pants is actually a blue as opposed to the ever so common red. I kind of like the blue, I think it's kind of classy. One thing I gotta say is that the interior of these jeans actually has a really superior level in quality and make. I mean, there's almost no shoddy construction at all. There's almost no threads, which is actually kind of common. But there's really almost no loose threads at all. I mean, this interior is almost on some left field kind of shit. Not as good, obviously, but still pretty good. The pocket bags are just plain, which is fine. I really didn't expect much. But overall, the look of the jean is absolutely beautiful, and the fabric is absolutely stellar as well. And I think for something that's at a relatively entry-level price point, these are really fucking good. So the belt loops aren't tucked in, which is fine because they're bar tacked on both the top and the bottom. And I also didn't expect any type of tucked in belt loops on a pair of bootcut or FLARED jeans. The thing is that we have to keep in mind is that these are a fashion piece. They're not a workwear piece. I'm not gonna wear FLARED jeans to go work on my car. I don't think anybody's really gonna wear FLARED jeans to go work on anything. It's just a fashion piece with a couple of repro design details to kind of simulate what workwear was and should be. But ultimately, these aren't meant to be worked in. At least not this fit. Again, I really love the fabric. It's really clean and has an absolutely beautiful luster to it, and I cannot wait to see how this washes down. So at the hem, we have a really beautiful chain stitch that's really expertly done. Again, we have the blue Selvedge ID, which I really, really like. Granted, I'm probably never gonna cuff these jeans ever, but I really like that. Maybe in a different fit, I would cuff these jeans and I would show off that blue Selvedge ID, but with this, I really wanna show off the flare. One thing I did notice, these jeans actually do have an overlock inseam, which is fine, and I think that it has something to do with the flare. I think it's more of a construction thing than it is anything else. I'm not entirely sure how their other jeans are constructed, but I almost think that the overlock is necessary on a pair of jeans like this, where you have a really sharp flare, due to the angling of the fabric, and just maintaining that structural capability when you have an angle that's otherwise not very common. Looking at the fly is absolutely clean, and it has beautiful Naked and Famous buttons. I actually really like those. They're subtle, but they have a really nice color to them, and I'm excited to see how that's gonna scratch up. Going back to the interior of the denim, you actually have quite a few care labels in here. One that showcases the fit, the size, the fabric content, and you also have a story about what raw denim is, and explaining how long to wait before you wash them, how they're gonna fade down, what you should do, how you should care for them. And that's a really nice detail that I don't think any other brand really does. At least not one that comes to mind. I also appreciate how the branding for Naked and Famous jeans is actually kept to a very minimum. You have a really nice subtle Naked and Famous denim woven label on the inside of the waistband that's beautifully complemented by the super clean chain stitches on the waistband as well, which is something that actually impressed me by them. The only other branding that you have is the patch on the backside, and I really just love that detail. All in all, I really like these jeans, especially for that relatively entry-level price point. I think they're the perfect balance between something that's traditionally workwear and also modern fashion forward. And again, the real allure to this is the fabric. I really just love this natural indigo fabric. Now the thing with the fit of these jeans, and like I said, I really do like Naked and Famous, but I'm always gonna offer critical feedback when I can for brands to improve. And one thing on the fit, I love the higher waistband. I love how slim the thigh is. What I really think is that the flare, for the time being, since everybody's getting into FLARED denim and everybody's getting back into Selvedge denim in general, I would go a little bit more aggressive on the flare, because I think at certain angles, at certain times, these jeans actually don't necessarily look flared at all. And just from a loving standpoint, offering critical feedback, I think that the flare could just be a little bit more exaggerate. That's it. And I hope Bezad doesn't watch this video and decide he hates me forever, but I know he's not that type of person. Even though we haven't met, Bezad, I'm a big fan. But all in all, I really love these jeans. I wear them so often, and they just go with so much. I really love this color, and what I'm very happy about with this fabric is that there's very, very minimal crocking, if any at all, which I don't know how true that would be with the darker indigo, but with the natural indigo, I fucking love these jeans, I'm not gonna lie. So yeah guys, if you're looking for flared raw denim, I would definitely recommend the Groovy Guy fit from Naked and Famous, and in specific, I really love the natural indigo fabric for these jeans.